Do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at Big Vern. Y'all know what we doing. Just making it happen as always, because that's what we do. But when we last left off, we talked about Creighton in the Big East. Creighton, they had a game with South Dakota. And yeah, I know first night jitters. It really wasn't a dominant and impressive win. However, they did get the W. Things to work on. McDermott has to limit people from scoring points in the paint. I mean, this was South Dakota. I'm not dissing South Dakota. Don't know enough about them, but I damn sure know they shouldn't be putting up 43 points in the paint against Creighton, which is a brand, which is a name in the Big East. Again, you give Rick Pitino those 43 points. Not only is he going to take them, he's going to increase them. And if you have 11 turnovers at home, you might want to tighten that up, because if you got to go on the road in St. Joe's, you're going to get shown up. If you got to play Connecticut, UConn, Huskies, you got to tighten that up. Hurley's not going to allow you to make those kind of mistakes, especially as physical as UConn plays, not only in the mid post, but also on the elbows and the edges. Yeah, you got your work cut out for you if this is going to be your effort. Again, it's opening night. I might be making too much out of nothing. Then we talk some Duke basketball. Coach Shire, they beat Texas, but they really didn't look impressive. For Duke to have four McDonald All-Americans and then 3 4-star kids on that team, and they barely won. I mean, yeah, that thing was kind of like, really? So is Coach Shire really overrated? Is he getting out coached? Is the Duke job a little too much for him? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's not impressive. And it's like, yeah. Again, I might be making too much out of nothing. Just going to go ahead and leave it there. But Texas Tech and Coach McCaslin, they beat Linwood into submission, and that was pretty cool for them. And then there was the Indiana remix. I told you this was a hell of a show. The recap is 22 minutes. Damn, the recap only needs 2 minutes, and we're just halfway there. We're halfway there. Talking about the Purdue, the Boilermakers, the Purdue Hood Rats. No, I'm an Indiana fan, so that's a rivalry, but I'm an honest broker. Is this the year that they actually do it? Because Purdue has been one of those teams. They've been in the top 10 for a long time, for the last 6 or 7 years. They become kind of like that brand. It's almost like Kansas. You root for Kansas every year to kind of pull it out, and Bill Self leaves you holding the bag. I'm getting the feeling from Purdue, they're the same way. Purdue's going to be ranked in the top 25. They're going to have a good season. They've got some players, and they'll have some games that wow you. But in the end, can they win it all? I'm going to say no. But like I said, they played Oakland, and that really showed me a lot. Look, we'll talk about it when we get back from a quick 20. It's your boy, Big Vern. What up? It's your boy, Big Vern, coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. We're promoting a new rap album this month. Lloyd Banks, HHVI, The Six of Swords, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Eat What You Kill, If Time Permits, Haddonfield, Die Slow, Changed Up, The Eye Test. Lloyd Banks, HHVI, The Six of Swords, in stores now. Shout out to Lloyd Banks. Make sure you go ahead and pick him up, doing his thing, still out here making music. We thought it was dope. So when we dive into this game, Oakland and Purdue, at halftime, this thing was tied up. And Oakland, they came off getting spanked by Illinois, the Fighting Illini. Now that's a Big Ten team that really looks like a European Pro League. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Jokic hooligans were over there. Three ha ha and three ha ha. Yeah, I would. Those guys, if they're over there punching the skulls, we punch the skulls. If them dudes is over there, I wouldn't be surprised. However, this game shouldn't have been this close, especially with Purdue being ranked the number one team in the country. Now, in the preseason, they took a loss to Kentucky. Had Kentucky sitting there with their chest puffed out. But this was Oakland. Oakland was able to hang with Purdue. And if it wasn't for a late second half pull away, this might have been one of the biggest upsets that was out there. I mean, as a team, the Boilermakers, they were shooting 47% from the field, nothing to write home about. From downtown, 37%. Again, nothing to write home about. They lost to the Oakland. They lost to Oakland actually at the charity stripe. They couldn't make buckets when the clock stopped to kind of push the lead. And then when you let the opposite team, the opponents, they do that, that's allowing them to catch up and the clock is stopped. So it cuts into those leads. So you see the strategy on both ways. Now, granted, Oakland doesn't have the athletes that Purdue has. So this thing shouldn't have been this close. This shouldn't have been this close. And to get out rebounded at home. Again, I know it's Oakland, but it's Oakland for a reason. And thank God it's Oakland. Because if this was Indiana, they would have beat you. If this was Michigan and Dusty May, they would have beat you. If this was Illinois, the Fighting Illini, they would have beat you. They would have beat you. So when you go back and you look at this game, you kind of turn a side eye to it and like, yeah. It's one of those things where, again, I told you, Purdue, they're going to be good enough to be ranked. They're going to get into the tournament, but probably make the, like I said, field of 32. And dare I say a Sweet 16, but they won't be in the Elite 8. There won't be in a Final Four. They're not going to cut the nets down. It's just not in them, and that's okay. In this particular game, they needed to share the ball really well. They had 22 of those, 7 blocks. They played relatively smart ball when it comes to ball security. They only had 5 turnovers. For the game. And then when you go and you look at guys out there who were actually in the zone, then make no mistake, you had Braden Smith. Braden, 20 points on 8 of 15 shooting. He was 50% from downtown. He was also 50% from the charity stripe, 7 boards, 9 dishes. I mean, he was out there playing his, and if you're saying that you're depending on Braden to bring this thing home, I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't know how to feel about that. But Fletcher, lawyer, give him some credit, 15 points on 5 of 11 shooting. And he was 3 of 7 from downtown. He was perfect at the line, 3 boards on 1 dish. I mean, they didn't have anything that really stood out to you. The thing that blurringly caught me off balance was that they only got 13 points out of their bench. That's not going to cut it in the Big Ten. That is not going to cut it in the Big Ten at all. I'm not saying this because I'm an Indiana fan. I'm being objective. And I'm sitting here saying, hey, look, this looks really bad. And if it looks bad to me, who else does it look bad to? Boilermaker, hood rat. Get in the comments. It's your boy, Big Vern. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know that we get it right. What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy, Big Vern.